Assalamualaikum, my bro.
Right, Islam Lamin, how are you doing?
Alhamdulillah, man. I'm good, man. How are you?
You're good, man. You're good. You're good.
Dasani. Assalamu alaikum, man. Sorry for that, man.
Nice, cool, man. Take your time.
Suleiman Nukati, man. How are you, man? How's everything, man?
Good, bro. It's been I've been long weekend. Yeah, man. Everything good, bro.
But I've seen that you posted a trade. I don't know if that was on BTC. What was that? On your story, I think on IG.
Oh,
Do you
yeah,
know
it's Bitcoin.
his?
Oh,
Oh, hey.
my one.
Yeah,
It
your
was
one.
it was EURUSD, bro. I was
Oh.
back testing, bro.
Well, it looks like a solid trade. I'm not gonna lie. There's at least about 128 maybe.
Type shit. It's like, how do you know, bro? I even hide that thing, but you know. Yeah, it was
I've been in the game for a minute, man. I'm not an expert yet, but I've been in the game.
type shit.
That's good, man. How's your back testing going?
Yeah, man. It's going good, bro. I've been watching the same videos we are posting, bro.
Mm-hmm.
All day, bro. It's
That's good, man. That's good, man. That's how it is, man. Like I said, when it comes to my stuff, I think I've back tested it for 4 years. Like I said, yeah, 4 years full of data. I have it here and there. I go back to it. Look at the stuff that I've posted there, setups that I've taken. I go on it. Review it every single time. So yeah,
Not for sure, man. It's only right to back this, anyways.
of course, man.
How
People,
is,
people,
how
people,
is family?
alhamdulillah, they're all good, man. Fatima, she's Fatima, and you know her, she's full of headaches, man, and stuff.
Uh,
Mm.
man, I feel you, but it's good, man. We're gonna review the last week trade real quick, and then, we can just jump on the live as well.
Nah,
Um,
go on,
just
man.
not to jump in the market without seeing what happened last week. That is just
Nah,
gonna kill us.
that means that obviously we're gonna be walking blindly into the market, and then that's not the right approach.
Nah, it's not for sure, nah, bro. Like, we're doing it all. Just gonna put that here. Nah, but again, I feel like when Sundays when you come in the charts after trading, they even looks more clean, bro.
Yeah, exactly.
Nah, but it's the same thing, I feel like last week we were just basically waiting for price to come to this 4 hour area that we had
Yeah,
down here. Again, it's just that other block, but we end up trying to push lower even onto the 1 hour other block that we have
yeah,
down here. So what our plan in this trade here, to be
yeah,
honest, what happened is because we were kind of early to get in the first trade, but again, it made the criteria. You have to
yeah.
trade in. But the 4 hour area that we took that trade based on here is
Mm-hmm.
gonna go 4 hour real quick. I think was using the actually other block here, which is this.
Yeah.
But if now that I'm looking at the market here, I
Mm-hmm.
think yes, it does give me that bullish sign here. But again, if you ask yourself that the time that happened is 10 in the morning, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And the way the candles kind of form around here, it's
Mm-hmm.
like the signal is not too clean, but again, like we've seen the bullish engulfing, we've seen the rejection, we buy the
Yeah.
trade based on this reason here, but it
Yeah.
just ended up going against us a little bit to swipe the low here, and then we end up having the flow that we needed. But yeah, I feel like this there was no other way to find out what would happen except us taking the trade. So for the fact that we stick with the plan and just still focus on the buys, that improves a lot in our trade for throughout the life.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, man. But when I was in this trade here, I think when you trade me on Monday, you're like, "How is that trade going?" I was Tuesday. I
Mm-hmm.
was having a thought because Tuesday end up like here. We was trying to hold the trade. But the way I start to see the market behavior, I was thinking, okay, probably it's gonna pull back. But at the time, even if we had used the EMA, we could have closed some profit on the trade here and just let the market pull back. But
Yeah.
it is what it is what it is. Things happen. You just learn from them and do better. But the
I'm
reason I had more confidence that this trade is gonna pull back because when I see the 1 hour order block here, this rally here that you can see actually started here, and
mm-hmm.
that is the the last order block that we have here, which is the last selling candle before we start to have all these buying candles. So price
Yeah.
then to come here, reject for a few hours. I was monitoring the trade, and once we start to see some bullish sign here, that is when I start to take my trade on the 15-minute time frame.
Yeah.
But we killed it, man. We actually killed it.
Yeah, no, we definitely. I'm not gonna lie. I mean, as you said it there, you literally nailed it. I think one of the things that maybe we could kind of improve moving forward, maybe coming next week, the
Mhm.
fact that obviously if we look at obviously my strat, I'm looking at your strat as well. It's kind of similar things. We tend to kind of move wait for the whole week to material to come into play, meaning that obviously Mondays we're not really active, and Tuesdays is we let the market kind of set up. Then on Wednesday, because I believe that trade was taken on a Tuesday.
Yeah, that trade was taken on Tuesday, which is a bit early as well.
Exactly. So it's a case of yeah, sure. You met the obviously you met the whole criteria, but then maybe moving forward, what I've seen and then what I've implemented on the Tuesday trades, the fact that I did not go in full on risk. I think I risked about half a percentage or even less than that.
Mhm.
Then let me go to my
Yeah, I'll just share your screen and we can just put that there. But yeah, man, that's the update. Overall, we did good, man. That is main thing. We stick with the plan and it end up paying us. So
yeah.
it's good. I'm just gonna put your charts on the screen real quick. Uh, there we go. The charts are looking good, man.
Nah, facts, man.
They
I
look,
think I believe we still more bullish. Even I was speaking to my my mentor the other I think it was earlier today, and then obviously he's still convinced that Euro might kind of be going towards the 120 sort of areas. That's what he said. So I think there's still more conviction, but then again, it's a case of doing your own due diligences. Not relying so much on obviously outsource and stuff like that, rather doing your own due diligence. I think that's the most important thing. But however, let me just try and mark the days of the week. That was a Monday, Tuesday, our Monday from here to here. It was literally Monday, and then I think the first zone that we had on this chart, I believe mine was literally here on the internal area of demand, which was this area in here.
yeah,
I mean, the market tapped into it, but then again, if we were to implement all other methods of price action, maybe the best thing that we could have done in here, let this candle close above in here fully.
but,
That
yeah,
rejections and stuff like that would have been a value trade. But however, the way I've managed this trade is, I've got into the trade literally in here in this zone, and this is the second trade. Yeah, there you go. See, I feel like I'm moving forward. Maybe hence that we've seen this little tap in here. The market came, gave us the air this area sort of range, then came back in here, giving us these equal lows. Then should have been a sign for us saying that the market is definitely going to move up from here.
yeah,
Because a lot of the times when we have these areas of liquidity, the market tends to make it a trap for premature buyers, like I tend to emphasize all the time. So it's a case of here looking at it here. Although I'm going to the obviously to this up here, and what I did, I think at 1 hour or something like that, I've closed about maybe 50% of the trade. Then I've let the rest run overnight. But yeah, maybe moving forward, the only thing that I'd say is obviously the fact that we've seen these two taps in here, maybe moving forward, let that clear out, then look into more favorable sort of positions maybe. And that's exactly what happened. We had these double bottoms in here, which a lot of the times it tends to be as a trap for premature buyers or premature sellers, whatever the case may be.
yeah,
So we had that in here, double taps in here. The market could even break past Asia, ranged a bit, then came, taken this, took out these areas of liquidity, then obviously gave us our move, which was aligned with our Wednesday. I think yeah, this was on a Wednesday.
yeah. Wednesday.
Yeah, I think it's as like I said, our sort of strats are very similar. So if you look at it, on a Monday we usually tend to see the market sort of consolidating. Then on a Tuesday we have the reversal into the area of interest. Then on Wednesday that's when the market tends to act towards the desired area that it needs to go to. So in that case, we kind of into the market in a rush. Maybe just should have waited for Wednesday. But however, like I said, and Mark Douglas says if obviously the setup is valid, just take no hesitation, just two outcomes either win or lose. So
Yeah, end
it's
of the day, that's the only way we can find out.
exactly it didn't break any rules as you can see here. Obviously it aligned perfectly with my time-based volatility, which was literally after London Open. That was the actually at 10. And
Yeah.
yeah, there's nothing that I can say.
Anyways, it's like that is the overall move we were trying to catch, and we
Exactly. It's just
so
the case we had two zones that were pretty much valid, but maybe one of the zones were a bit weaker, and we was just we focus on the zone that looked a bit stronger than the weaker zone. And this in most of the cases when you have two zones, similar zones, you tend to lean more into the zone that's the deepest one. So in that case, that's what happened. Aligned perfectly with our plan. There's nothing that we can really
really,
blame onto. I mean,
no,
it's a loss, valid loss, and yeah, we move on, I guess.
end of that day, no matter how good the setups are, no matter how good the setups are, we cannot avoid the losses in the game. So we could have the perfect setup, the trade that just run into the profit, it could have turned into the loser. You know what I mean? So either ways is good because losses are inevitable in this market. Um,
Mhm.
but I
And
think
then I think the biggest take for me is the fact that I was able to overcome obviously past mistakes and stuff like that.
mhm.
That was the biggest take for me, because I
Now
was
for sure,
able.
I feel like I overcome a lot of big mistakes.
Exactly. I was able to still to stay disciplined, and then obviously have full conviction on my bias, which was very bullish. It was a case of the first one was not really validated. Then we
Yeah,
had the second zone in there. But this is a case of journaling it, a valid loss, we move on, taking out the trade, and that's about it really.
no, for sure, man. This week is just the things that we are talking about that we could avoid the previous week are going to be the thing that we need to focus on this
Yeah.
week so we can avoid them. It don't matter if we trade this week, okay. If we don't trade, as long as it's for a reason, it's fine. You know what I mean? It's not like, oh, we are gonna come in the market this week. That means there must be a setup for us to trade. If there is none, there is none. We can still look for the opportunities, but doesn't mean the market can give us the opportunity. Those are the kind of thing that I'm trying to like get rid of when it comes to
Yeah.
trade. I mean, it's not like like there is thing expectation in your head. Those
Yeah.
expectation does it don't matter in the market. So yeah, man, we shouldn't expect nothing. The only thing we can expect for us to find our age, and
Yeah.
once we present, we can move on from there. But other than that, I feel like we did last week good.
Yeah, I probably wouldn't say a 10 out of 10, because obviously you can never rate yourself a 10 out of 10. That's you literally setting yourself to destruction, because obviously if you get to overhyped, thinking that obviously you're not beatable in this market, then obviously like they say, I know the market tends to humble you all the time. So it's a case of, yeah, good, we had one valid loss, another valid win. So it's a case of, yeah, have we been able to manage our risk properly? And
Yeah,
then have we been able to stick to our strat? Have we been able to stay disciplined and just have full convictions on whatever bias we had for that week? In that case, like we said, in this case, it was we had a bullish sort of outcome for the week.
mhm.
Um, yeah, there's nothing to kind of approach from it. It's just a case of, yeah, it's a valid loss. It made everything. It meant everything. We taken it. Two outcomes: lose, win. We lost in this case. Well managed risk, and yeah, we move on.
We move on, man. And the month is dead now. We're gonna see. We're gonna watch how last month closed and also analyze those highs and lows and the close and the opens. And then
Yeah,
from there, we just gotta state that focus is going to be that monthly direction. Obviously, the way
exactly.
I analyze the market, I'll just understand the overall monthly
Hmm.
direction. So on the lower time frame, I'm just trying to stay focused on
Yeah.
that time frame overflow. So yeah,
And
man,
then,
we're gonna go and just do the analysis now for the next week.
and
Last
then
week
looking
was
at the monthly candle, yeah, as you can see, is very bullish. I guess obviously the market taking out all of these highs that lasted for a whole maybe month from Feb until
yeah,
about October-ish. So the market has finally decided to take it out. Then
yeah,
obviously gave us a little retracement around there. Then obviously reacted, meaning that this area to that area is the new area of interest that we're looking into. Perhaps looking at the market to get to these highs in here. That's the sort of expectations, which is going to align perfectly with our 1.19. So yeah, we're still very bullish, depending on whatever outcomes that we have in terms of fundamentals and macro. Then we adjust ourselves accordingly. But yeah, like I said, still bullish, bearish on dollar, and yeah, just obviously just follow the price, and then yeah, look for setups that are within your strat, and then just taking it without no hesitation. But yeah, like I said, what I'm gonna do, like I said, I'm still very bullish, at least to this area in here. Once that's cleared out, that's gonna be towards the end of the year anyways. Then we can kind of look at fundamentals macro, and then reassess the whole overall the whole view or aspects of the market. But as it is right now, there's nothing to be scared of. This is a case of just being aware of what's going on globally on the macro side of things and the fundamental side of things. But other than that, it's still very very bullish
like
on.
fundamental wise as well. We're gonna go through forex factory to see what major news are going to happen because mostly the crazy news is happen at the start of the month and end of the month and
Yeah.
mid of the month. So now I feel like yeah, the direction is kind of clear for us. We're seeing a bullish market flushing bullish wise on a monthly time frame. So there might be pullbacks because when the month just closed, obviously we're not just gonna expect the market to just continue going in that flow.
Yeah,
So
exactly.
pullback, so we gotta be aware of that. But now, so
But yeah, I've put obviously I've put my screen onto investing.com. Is a place that I tend to look a lot of the times for a lot of the macros. However, I have other platforms and stuff like, but this tends to be the main sort of platform that I tend to look. And then obviously if you go by whatever has been posted for the last 12 hours, obviously Goldman Sachs maintains shorts on euro, obviously Swiss, okay. And then obviously JP Morgan sees limited euro dollar impact from French political crisis. This is interesting. So just open it and see what is it that they're saying?
hmm no, for sure.
What are they
Just
saying?
got we just gotta look for the key areas, anyways. Investing.com. Let's have a look.
Based on this, literally whatever uncertainty is going in France is very less likely to be impacting the euro at all. And then he says that despite these near-term challenges and stuff like that, the JP Morgan is maintaining a bullish outlook on the euro US dollar. I'm noting that real rate differentials continue rising in favor of the euro, pushing fair value to at least 1.16. So instead of 1.20, the forecasting 1.16. However, that's very bullish for us. We cannot really, you know, take anything out of it, to be honest. It's just a case that yeah, JP Morgan is still very, very bullish on it. Yeah, despite the uncertainty that's going in France, it's not really going to be impacting the euro at all, which is a good news for us,
And then
meaning that we're not. Yeah, this is what I'm saying, meaning that we might not see a lot of disturbance between our euro USD pair. But yeah, I guess we're still very very much bullish. And then if you look at Forex Factory, or just Forex Factory, you go to Forex Factory now. You just go over whatever news events are going to be happening this week.
yeah,
So
let's actually see for the next 2 weeks. Because I was gonna check for this factory.
If you look at obviously tomorrow Monday, there's no high impact news or anything like that.
Then there's bank
I
holiday on the
think
dollar, so there
yeah,
might
I
be.
think yeah on the on the Canada side of things, there's bank holidays, and then on the US dollar, there's bank holidays as well. So meaning there's not gonna be a lot of volatility tomorrow, in the markets. That's what I believe.
Now,
But
even I read that news on this weekend. There is a bank holiday. Even there is some news that come out on Bitcoin as well. You were
okay,
saying that it wouldn't affect Bitcoin that much, but I feel like that news is kind of good news for Bitcoin as well, to be honest. But again, it was saying that the stock market like US 30 and all of that, they're probably not going to be open tomorrow because of the
yeah,
bank holiday.
okay,
Um, but yeah, there is a bank holiday on the dollar, so technically, and plus it's Monday anyway, so we're not really
yeah.
interested.
So, more good news for us, I guess, and then more reasons for us to stay out of the market. And then on Tuesday, there's nothing much either.
Yeah, okay.
There's only ISM manufacturing for the PMI, or just a US dollar based. And then looking at the little looking at the folder in here, the previous event, or the previous outcome was at 48.0. And in this case is looking, the forecasting it to be at 48.9.
Yeah.
So yeah, it might be a bit of a reason for us to see a bit of a retracement on the dollar side of things. But yeah,
For sure.
go on to Wednesday. Same thing. There's only one news. Job opening. So investors tend to focus a lot onto these job openings and stuff like
Yeah.
that. Maybe if you look at the folder, it says in here, yeah, obviously the previous was at 7.44 mil, and then the forecast that they're predicting is it to be at 7.24. So this is clearly, if the outcome aligns with this, then that's not good for the dollar at whole. So yeah, for more reasons for us to be bullish again. That's what I'm trying to get to. And on Thursday, I think, yeah, Thursday, same thing. This week is pretty much, there's not a lot of raises or anything like that. However, because CPI, that's not going to affect the dollar at all, but however, it's going to be affecting the Swiss franc. Actually,
Mhm.
we do have NFP for the dollar at 115 on Thursday.
Is that on Thursday? Oh, I thought
Yeah.
that usually happen on Fridays. But yeah, I know for NFP, NFP.
And then if you look at the stats in here, obviously the previous focus was 104k. Then the previous obviously outcome was 104k, and then they're predicting it to be at 71k or less. So if this stays the same, then more reasons for us to be short dollar and then long on any other pairs that are opposed to the dollar. So yeah, I guess it's just good news for us. I guess nothing to be worried of. And then if you look at Friday,
Yeah.
a lot
I
of
feel
the
like the market is gonna be volatile at the end of the by end of the week. By
facts.
end of the week is gonna be crazy because this news here, the key news here, we have non-farm employment change on the
Hmm.
dollar on Friday, 130. We also have average hourly earning on 130. And also we have unemployment rate on the card as well. Usually the card news affect the dollar as well.
Yeah,
So that is crazy. There's going to be volatility in the market this
yeah,
week for sure.
facts. So I feel like towards Friday we might see a bit of a retracement and favoring the dollar, but however we still wait and see for whatever these outcomes are giving us or whatever these printings are gonna be. But for now, I think we have a lot of reasons that are on our side, giving us more reasons for us to be short dollar and obviously long
On
in this
the
case on euro pound dollar as well.
yeah, man. Again, to make all this make sense, we just need to align it with our market
Yeah,
structure.
simple,
Because
simple.
I feel because understanding market structure is one thing, but the market to actually go into the other direction
You
is
know, another
another.
thing, yeah.
And I
Because
feel like
honestly, the way I see this news, I think like you said, is a case of following the news events, then being able to align that with your technicals. So once you have your technicals and the news align, then these events just tend to be a catalyst for the move that needs to be done. So in this case, if the move needs to be short dollar, then it's just gonna be a catalyst for the move to happen even more quicker or even more aggressively.
for sure.
Because this is the case, being wary, knowing what's going on, and then anticipating based on whatever prints happen. But yeah, even on my side, I think on the euro, obviously it was Friday. I was really out of the markets, but that's we could have had another setup literally after this push to the high end of things. I believe you taken a setup on Friday, didn't you?
The Friday,
Yeah.
I think I was gonna buy on the euro. Yeah, that trade. We'll break that down now. So like when we were on the call, I was like, we're gonna see if price can go above this
Oh
weekly,
yeah, yeah,
and then if we retest there, then we can look for that buy, and that is literally the buy. But the euro was taking so much peace before that move actually happened. I was nearly like feeling like, oh, what is
hmm
actually going on? But overall, I feel like the area actually hold nicely, and especially after 2 p.m. we're seeing this bullish candle there, and
yeah.
that market just push higher. But before then, there was nothing much happening on Friday. This is the move, I mean, this is
Yeah,
just
this is the move, and then we were able to cut it. Obviously to be on the right side of the
the
move,
right time.
which was amazing. I'm not gonna lie.
Now, for sure, I'm just gonna go on the monthly time frame real quick and just mark because I can see now the month is closed. So this month is closed. One thing I was paying, I feel like one of my previous videos was I was looking at the euro around this EMA here. I was like, okay, if we try to like respect this EMA, we might start to sell a bit. But like seeing price close above it and then we seeing it close back above it, I was so paying attention on this monthly candle because if
Mm.
this candle had closed below the EMA, we could probably see some downward
Yeah,
um
exactly.
on the euro to have more pullback, especially after breaking the structure. But
Exactly.
seeing it close back above the EMA now, the monthly direction is giving me more clarity that the euro might even push higher, even to come very close to these levels here,
Yeah.
which is literally around 120 or even a bit higher of
Because
120.
I feel like looking at the macro side of things and then looking at people on socials and stuff like that. A lot of people are very convinced that the euro is gonna be reaching at 1.20. What I'm predicting or what I'm looking to do to be on the safer side of things, I'm not gonna be aiming to get all the way to 1.20. Maybe 100 pips below that, which is gonna be 1.19. So
No,
once
for sure.
I get
Even
there,
if we
then
look at
I'm reassessing everything.
mhm.
Exactly, literally at that order, because literally, if you look at this on the higher perspective side of things, then this order block could be a reason for us to be net short on the euro dollar.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Now, even if you wanna like use a structure wise on the monthly time frame, you can clearly see that structure is bearish.
yeah, exactly.
Structure is bearish, so everything that is literally happening here is just a pullback within this. So, which could be another reason. Once we get to 1.20, like you said, or even a little bit below
Reassess
it,
everything.
we can just pull back from there. But for now, we're gonna stick with the bullish direction and just understand each month candle here. I feel like that is what gave us more clarity to take advantage of this move.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna analyze the monthly level quickly. Just for
hmm
I'll take the low here, entry one, levels three, and then obviously this area where the candle currently closed, we cannot ignore this cause that area that too. And then from here on, obviously we have all this room here. I can expect the even if the euro start to do some crazy thing on the lower time frame, as long as we are above this line here, we could come
Yeah.
all the way here and then price can buy again on the
Yeah.
lower time frame, and that's a lot there. So as we close to these levels here, even to take advantage of these pullbacks that are going to happen, we
Mhm.
use these levels as a reason once we see a break of structure on the lower time frame, and then we
Yeah.
can. there. But overall, I'm just gonna stick with the buys for now on the monthly.
Yeah.
Expecting this month we might pull back a little bit, but we probably gonna go and take out this high here.
Mm-hmm.
So looking at the weekly structure again, because I feel like I cannot ignore that structures when it comes to the market. If we still making these higher highs here,
Yeah, facts, yeah.
higher lows here, and if this still our higher high, and obviously like this area now is for sure a higher low, but we can't confirm yet until we actually
You
take.
have a break, yeah.
Now, so the weekly we might still expect a little bit pullback on this week candle, but
Mm-hmm.
with these news that are happening, the euro, if it gets some strength, we might try to go and actually take out this high here, which will give us the new high that we're looking for. Um,
Facts.
if the volume is enough, we can even run into 120 within the
Yeah.
next 2 weeks candle that are coming in. But I feel like the weekly is still really bullish on the euro for us to be looking for any sales now. Yeah, because overall we're just looking for more idea for price to close above this selling candle here so that we can have more confluence that on the euro that I can push
Yeah.
higher. But weekly I'm still bullish. If I check on the daily time frame, I'm just gonna put this level some things here. I feel like I have too much lines, bro. I'm gonna clean them. Clean, 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 clean. Yeah, I'll just keep there for now. Um, So this area, what I'm going to do, I try to make the levels. Obviously, I just take the monthly weather candle close, but sometimes you have to modify them so that you can
Ah, yeah,
actually
facts, yeah.
the area. You know what I mean? So if I look within this floor here, when price hit at 1.1698, so we start to reject from here. So as you can see, just rejecting, rejecting. We are looking for price to close above there, this key area here, so
Yeah.
that actually have a push to actually go above this month high here.
Yeah.
Like this Monday candle, there might not be more volume, but what we can see here, probably this market will start to stay in this range here. So the
For a
next,
bit, yeah.
as long as we are above this candle here, we should be good. Because
Especially because one thing the markets tend to do when there's a lot of obviously these NFPs, these job openings and stuff like that on the side of the dollar, the market tends to consolidate a lot of the times. Before obviously before the prints are out, and then obviously for the market to then decide wherever it is looking to go based on whatever prints have been done on the news side of things. So I feel like this week it might be a week. So it's just a case of monitoring it very well. Because, like I
yeah,
said, I feel like we're going to have a bit of a consolidation. We might be able to catch little moves within the area that we've marked, maybe 40, 50, 60 to 100 to 100 points, maybe. But then I feel like this week is just going to be a bit of a more consolidating. We'll see. It's the start of the month anyway. So, yeah.
I start off now. And again, like I feel like with the euro right now, what can give us more idea to even stick with the buys if we just start to use the psychological numbers more.
Yeah.
Because if we're going from 1.16 to somewhere here which is 1.17 here, price is not breaking that yet. But if we break 1.17, I feel like we can easily go to 1.18. So
Yeah.
that psychological number can give us that idea as well. But I feel like the euro, we just need one daily candle to show us that bullish sign, and we're probably gonna be in that daily candle anyway.
Yeah. Nah, yeah. Facts.
Yeah. But looking at right now, so it's like obviously we can see we're still in a ranging market on the euro though, because if we look at the daily time frame, more like price is still within this range here. But
Yeah.
the idea that we're building up and sticking with the buys here is because we're making a higher low here, expecting the daily time frame. If we're making a new higher high above here, which is this high here, price has pulled back clearly and even take out some internal liquidity that we had around here.
Yeah.
So this structure that we have built up here, build up here, build up here, starting to build up here. Potentially, we're gonna have one more build up here. The idea is for that to go and take out this structure high that we have here. So
Because Because one thing that I wanna reinforce as well is the fact that if you look at the move, obviously the bearish sort of retracement to the area to the area of demand that you've marked, you look at it here. Obviously, if people that do not tend to follow obviously the side of macros and stuff like that, they're gonna be taking this as a bearish market, and then that's the reason that we're seeing a lot of the orders coming into this sort of order block. Maybe let me put it onto my chart.
Yeah, I'll just put that in there.
This is what I was saying. If you look at it here, a lot of these traders are gonna be taking this as a break
Yeah,
of this area, meaning that they thinking the market is going on the opposing side. But however, if you go based on macros and fundamentals, we're very bullish. So
bullish.
a lot of the people are going to be taking this as an area of of interest, meaning as an area of supply, and that's the reason that I feel like we're seeing a lot of the orders.
Mhm.
Market tapping in here, market tapping in there, market tapping in here, and then I feel like we might even have another tap, and the market might just do this, then break up. That's what I'm thinking.
Nah, for sure. I feel like the way I pay attention to the structure as well, like is the same thing. I'll just continue with this. The structure is because if we purely trading with structure, you need to understand what's actually structure. You know what I mean? Because if this is a higher low and this is a higher high, when we had this pullback here,
Mm-hmm.
for us to classify this as a higher low, price need to take out this high here. But if you ask yourself a simple question, did price go and take out the high when it did this? No, it doesn't. So we still basically still within this range here. So what the market trying to do here? We could do this and continue going with the overall flow. Price can still reject this area and
Mm-hmm.
it sell further down here. But that is all happening within this range here. You know what I mean? Like, because if this is the overall leg that we had in the market, we
Yeah.
have this pullback here. We're expecting price to take this high here to give us new swing high in the market. So price is failing to do that, and we obviously we're starting to like stay below here and breaking the structure here. It's got this is the internal structure for me basically. You know what I mean? It's a structure within a structure. So the market is building more structure within the overall structure that we're in. So I don't count them as a swing structure until I see price take out the high that we're actually paying attention to. You know what I mean?
That makes sense. Yeah.
Nah, but yeah.
Other than that, from my side, I feel like there's no other reasons for us to even think that we might start to see some very obviously the dollar might be bullish for an instance. Obviously, like I said, looking at macro fund and fundamentals, there's a lot of focus on the dollar being bearish at least for the till the end of this year.
Nah,
So
well,
yeah, I mean, from my side, I don't really see any reasons we should. However, within obviously within the internal structural side of things, we are able to cash those little retracements to areas of interest. But however, what we have to know that is the main overall view is that we bullish. So that's up to the trader to decide if he is willing to take internal structures towards the area of interest. But yeah, like I said, there's not much reasons to shift our bias at all. But however, we've got to consider internal structures and stuff like that. But yeah,
no, for sure, because we can't just we're in the market to buy low and sell high anyway. So if
yeah,
we have reason to do so, you have. But by looks of it, because if you compare these bearish candles here to like this bullish candle we're starting to have in the market, I
yeah,
feel like it's so aggressive to go against them for us. For
yes, exactly.
so what we're gonna do, even if price is gonna take respect these areas here, we're gonna see some clear signals like this. You know what I mean? Like signals like this, signals like this, some rejection and a nice bearish candle. Then we can be like, okay, you know what? We can potentially now start to take advantage of it. And especially the way we're starting to see the euro price action here,
Yeah,
it's
it's not
not too
peakiness.
clean to be like, okay, these volumes that are on this daily candle can actually, take price higher here. But again, that's not in our hand. The best thing we can do analyze the market, go with that structure. But once we start to see more bearish raising around this area, and especially from this monthly level, the way I trade them, when price is close to this level here, I expect price to respect that area to even sell back a bit. You know what I mean? So if I want to see any sellers in this market, it will be around this level here. Because if I use these weeks on the lower time frame, they will probably give me some more reason to take advantage of it. But for now, I'm just gonna stick with the buys and see if this week we can have some pullback here. But the daily time frame, I feel like we can't really see any structure here. So we
Yeah.
just go on the 4 hour time frame and see what is that doing there. So this is the key area we're paying attention to. So if I look the 4 hour again, the counter trend that we was in here, which is the reason for this internal structure breaking here. So if we use this as a structure, even this here, we can say that okay, this counter trend that we had is kind of changing back to the bullish. So we're making a new highs, higher lows, higher highs, higher lows, and then we create a new high here.
Mm-hmm.
Even this new high that we take here, we can still ignore this and say that is not a higher high yet.
Yeah.
Why? Price just wicked above here. We haven't closed there yet.
Above
So we
it, yeah.
need more candle to close above that area, and then we can use that area. But I feel like this here is still the structure.
Yeah.
EURUSD is still respecting their aiming for that high there. So this move that is currently happening, we can try to go and take out this high there. Again, the 4 hour is still bullish, so
Yeah.
but I'm gonna stay with that. So this is going to be potentially higher low, but we can't confirm that yet as well because
Yeah.
we're taking out the high. So anything that is going to happen here for us to take advantage of it, because we already know what the market might do. So from
Mm.
here, we just pay attention to this. Whenever price pull back, we're basically looking for the dips, so we
Yeah.
can continue going with that flow until we take out that high there.
Yeah.
Uh, that is what I'm gonna pay attention to on EURUSD mostly. So
Mm-hmm.
what I'm going to do here, I'll look for some key area where price might come down to, so we can look for buy. So if I look here, when we're dropping, we try to buy. You see the reason that the price pulled back against us, like the first trade we took last week,
Yeah.
from around this area, because we start to reject there, and then price just hold that area. So if I take this as the key area, obviously we can see we have a nice retest there. We have in a bullish engulfing candle going from there. So that area is something that I'll pay attention to this week. So if price can probably come back down there one more time, if
Yeah.
this area, then we can target the high here and
That's
take.
exactly what I was thinking. Yeah. 100%.
Yeah, so
Just agree
that's what
with.
I'm gonna do. If that don't happen, bro, it's one or two things. Clearly, we're just gonna come back all the way to the extreme again. I feel like it might come to the extreme because we have a lot of news coming this week. There
Yeah.
is AP and all these things. So the euro, it loves to come to like this area because yeah, man, so much things happen in the past. You just gotta learn from it. I
Yeah.
feel like if we don't respect this area, we're gonna come all the way to the extreme point here. I'm just gonna minimize this here so we can just focus this here. So patience, we call that area patience, and we can clearly see, bro, we have a range to trade. Like apart from this here, I feel like I have no other reason to be like, okay, I need to go in the market to look for trade. Why? Because all you're going to do here, you're gonna put yourself in trouble because if price is aiming for this high here, we're looking for this. Even if we miss this move that is going to happen, we can take advantage of price once we start to close above here. And again, we have the monthly level that we just marked. When we close there, we can retest it and then buy from there. I feel like this guy connection just lost. I think Lami lost connection. No, I think the area USD is looking super clean on this 4 hour time frame though. I feel like Yeah, I mean, there's probably a lot of players that is gonna join again.
This is hard.
Yeah,
Just cool.
this is literally what is about to happen on the market this time. Okay, let me just join again. Hello?
Yeah, hello. I think my connection kind of dropped there for a minute.
Yeah, I just noticed that now as well. But yeah, man, I mean, like we were saying, bro, like the Euro USD, the charts is looking super clean, bro. Like, even to like, if you wanna be a seller in this market a little bit, it's so aggressive to sell. But if price close back below this key area and retest it on the 1 hour time frame, you can sell. But don't try to sell further down than this area here,
Exactly.
because
And
this.
just let the market come to the extremes, because like I said, we have a bit of news, well, folders coming in this week, so maybe perhaps we might react from the first one that you've already marked, or however the market might just respect this well, the largest sort of yeah, first break, then this little weeks use them as liquidity, then come all the way to the extreme. Well, yeah, however, I think we have a lot of reasons to sort of
No,
look
for
forward to
sure.
this.
And bro, like sometimes the candles as well, if you pay attention to the candles that are within the move, they can tell you a lot, because these candles, the kind of candles that we have in here, they're not that strong. So it's just like, for me, it's more likely
Yeah,
liquidity built around here. So what
facts.
we can easily do here, we just build in some gap here. So you can see here we kind of have that gap here. So the
Yeah,
market easily try to fill this gap that is basically building here, and then we can
yeah,
bounce from. But yeah, man, I feel like apart from that, it's the same thing that just comes down to me on Euro USD. Even if I missed that trade that might happen around here, that is fine for
hmm,
me, because there is going to be a volatility in the market. So we
yeah,
might run and take out this high. If we miss that and prices closing back above this major level that we have here, and that is the key area on there. It's a monthly level as well, so we can use that area once price closes back above this key area that we kind of holding right now. Because I feel like price holds here, this is the only reason it's holding there now,
yeah,
because of this key area that we have here. you know if you look at these levels here, price has just been trading here. Anything below this is the first time we actually make that high. So anything is just reacting, breaking it,
yeah,
reacting it. Now we're reacting it again. So if we miss this trade, or the trade don't end up coming here, and the market just try to trade higher and close back above this area here, we're just gonna have to wait for it to come back down here, and then give us the signals, and we can buy again and continue
yeah.
running price. It's simple as that. I feel like the rest now is just come down to one thing again: patient.
Yeah,
And that's
patience in facts, because I feel like this week might kind of be similar to obviously to this last week that has just ended.
for sure.
Might
Yeah.
have the market kind of react of this first zone that you've marked, then kind of use that to trigger maybe premature buyers or whatever, then come to the extreme. That's my sort of view on the euro. However, we just let the rest of the market do whatever it needs to do. Then we can be assessing every move that the market does. But yeah, just stay focused on a Monday, then look at reassess everything on a Tuesday, then potentially get into the market on a Wednesday, Thursday, and then Friday maybe.
Nah, yeah, man. Nah, for sure. This first area here, we have a reason to pay attention to, because again, we're gonna go with the same structure. Like the 1 hour was counter trending, we switched
Yeah.
the counter trend to a bullish trend. So we've obviously making a new high here. That
Hmm.
is not the only reason. We pull back. We can clearly see we make a new higher low here. Okay, we can confirm that now. Why? Because we actually break the high and make a new
Yeah.
higher high here. So anything here, price is just now trying to retrace back down to here. So
Hmm.
is it the area that is decisional level for us on the 4 hour time frame? Is
Hmm.
an extreme point for us on the 1 hour time frame. You know what I mean? So this is the extreme point on the 1 hour. The euro can retrace down here a bit, and then we can buy again and take out this high. So this is the first area that I'm gonna pay attention to when price gets here, and then obviously it needs to give us signals like this, and then bullish engulfing so that we can continue buying the market. But I
Yeah.
feel like it's looking clean, bro.
I'll probably share my obviously, because obviously my point of view and your point of view is kind of similar, but then the
Yeah.
only thing I'm gonna sort of put out there is maybe for us to see reaction around here,
Mm-hmm.
maybe we might wanna see the market do this first,
Mm-hmm.
kind of do something like this, something like this, something like this,
Yeah.
something like this, then come here
Mm-hmm.
react. Unless that happens, I'm not really convinced. I'm not really gonna be convinced that this is a trigger for us to start buying all the way to those 1.20s.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, we just assess, see what happens around here. You look at it. There's a lot of. Let me just go back to 2 hours. You look at it, it's same thing that happened last week. Literally, if you compare this area here, this area here this area here to that area here,
Yeah.
similar things. So
Similar, yeah.
if the market gets down here on a Tuesday, then I might not look to get into it, because like I said, trap a trap for us similar last week's. But however, if it gets in there around maybe Wednesday-ish, then yeah, it is gonna have a very good potential to go to the upper, well, to the bullish side of things. But yeah, like I said, I think this is gonna be my first area. It is aligning perfectly with mm, yeah, even if you look at it, we don't really have no psych levels around here. This is the one psych level that I have, and then I feel like the market has got into it, mitigated it, and then reacted from here. So the other psych level that I'm paying attention to is this area here. So I feel like the market is just gonna use this as you've mentioned. The market is just gonna use this as some sort of liquidity maybe,
Yeah.
do this touch, then when come all the way down here, react from this first break that we had in here, and that caused this. So yeah, again we have two zones, and in this zone I'm not a very fan of it. Maybe I might want to wait to further to even around here, to even around here.
Mm-hmm.
Let me see, to even around here. Let me see, this is a okay. Okay, that's a 5. There you go. There you go. There's a 500. That's a psych level. So we come all the way here. So yeah, there you go. So I feel like this is gonna be my first zone, and then my second zone is gonna be all the way down here, which I'm gonna put a little. It's gonna be down here.
Yeah.
So yeah, this is my sort of view for the euro for next week. Well, what do you think of that? This is
No,
zone.
I feel like it's basically the same thing, bro. It's literally the same thing. I just have more, more kind of drawings on there, but it's literally the same thing that we're looking at.
Exactly. And then obviously if this zone mitigates around Wednesday, then trust me, I'm getting into that market, and then probably, I'm targeting this area here. At least 80 points. I'll be honest with you.
Yeah,
So
for
if the
sure.
market gets here around anything before Wednesday, I might think about it. But if it gets here around Wednesday-ish, then trust me, Suleiman, I'm aiming here. I'm aiming here. Yeah, anywhere around there, I'm aiming here, 100%.
Now for sure. Me, my target wise on there, I'll just show you quickly. Now I feel like yeah, that is literally looking so clean. It's the same thing that I'm looking for anyways. It's just in a different chart and different perspective, bro. For sure, for sure, for sure. Let's see what's there. Me target wise, to be honest, I feel like on Euro USD, I'm targeting high. I'm trying to target structure highs, but the reason that I have these levels here, they are like my long-term targets because this area we haven't tapped it. So that is a key area for us to look for on Euro USD. And again, like I'm expecting another move like this. So this move that currently just started, obviously we're just gonna do equal highs here. So again, that is somewhere around your target, but we're looking for price to take out this high here.
Yeah,
Again, if I don't do that, I can only use the Fibonacci as well. So that will tell me another target. Obviously we can see that is literally around the same area that
yeah,
I was drawn from there.
yeah,
Yeah, man. Target wise, I feel like it's more like my 1 2 3s. Once I have that, the rest just come down to target that structure or the previous structure, which is in this case this previous higher high here. Once we target this, if price closes above this level, I
mm-hmm.
might trade a bit more so that we can take this liquidity that we have above here as
Yeah,
well. So overall, I feel like we have a nice target on EURUSD. And again, if we using psychological numbers here, yeah. Let me just put 1.17. Um, 1.17 there. So once every USD break this, trust me, we can have a nice run into 1.18, which is like a
yeah.
massive. And that is literally my target on every USD. So I'll press for when I see my entry, then I will confirm my target. That is how I go. If not, I'll just go to with my 1 2 3. You know what I mean? But yeah, man, I feel like you're just looking for the same. You're either looking for one from here
Yeah.
to buy, and then the second one is around here, so
Yeah,
we
a bit
can.
low, yeah, exactly, around there. So,
So
we assess with the news events, and then we might, have our second eye on the macro side of things. Follow the platforms and see what they're saying. But for now, I think the only reason that I have the lower end of things is maybe the uncertainty that's going in France. So let's see how that develops within this week. If it's not looking to develop very well, then perhaps I might be looking to get into the market on those lower side of things. But yeah, I think that's what I have for you, USD. Maybe if you want, I can share obviously my view on the pound zone.
yeah, you can show the pounds, and then I can show you the gold as well.
Okay. So on the pounds, okay. Okay, on the pound is a bit more. It's not. Mm, I think on the pound. Looks like we in a ranging sort of mode. That's what's kind of
Yeah,
happening.
it looks like a ranging on that fairness.
So, okay. Because obviously, looking at the macros and stuff like that, there's uncertainty around unemployment and stuff like that. So with the pound, I wouldn't get into it very quick. Maybe I'll just let it do whatever it needs to do. Then by Tuesday or Wednesday, I'll reassess everything. But for now, maybe pound is out of my watch list, which I'm gonna take out from here whole.
Now, for
Uh,
sure, looking at it, it's kind of ranging on there as well.
And then
So
yeah, and then on the EU card, we've had this massive move of more than I don't know how many points. So at this point, we might just see the market kind of retrace a bit because looks like it has exhausted the moves for last week. So it needs a bit of a breathing room. So yeah, we might let this area sort of clear these lows in here, then maybe get somewhere around here. But however, I wouldn't be quick to say anything unless get into the macros and stuff. By tomorrow, then I'll be able to reassess everything. So with the pound and then the U card, I'm not really sure about those ones.
now for
Um,
sure,
and then the
yeah, that one is looking a bit messy as well.
exactly. So in this case, I feel like we only have one clear sort of view, which is on the euro, and then anything based on the other pairs, there's no clarity for me on my side. So the focus is mainly gonna be on the euro side of things, unless obviously I go over my macros tomorrow, which I intend to do a lot of the times tomorrow. Then I'll kind of reassess everything. If you want, we probably jump for another call and then see what is it that we have on our watch list for the rest of the week. But yeah, for now, I think like the one clarity that I have is just for the euro dollar. But anything apart from that, There's nothing clean for now.
For sure. Yeah, man. Again, Wednesday we're gonna come down here and do market update anyway. So that is all fine. I feel like the Euro USD can be main focus for me for
Yeah.
now. But I'm gonna check on gold as well. Obviously, that will tell me if there's going to be anything. But probably that's gonna be another pullback on gold, though, to be honest. But
Yeah.
we'll have one there and see what happens.
Because obviously, looking at last week, I think a lot of the moves have, they've exhausted. So, they need that little breathing room where they need to, have a bit of breather, then, reassess some new areas of interest and stuff like that. But yeah, for now, I think my only focus is just going to be on the euro dollar for now. Unless I reassess everything by tomorrow, then yeah, probably, I'll let you know with an update or maybe, whatever I call on Wednesday or something like that.
Nah, that's fine. We'll see. We'll see on the. Just I feel like, yeah, like you said, just leave them for now. Let's see what happens. Let the
Yeah,
market
exactly.
break
Because
up.
even if you look at the yields on the 5 year yields, yeah, there you go. We've literally seen a bearish move on the dollar here. So I'm anticipating, a little retracement, to this area. So if we do see that retracement, then obviously we're definitely gonna see a bit of bearishness on the side of the or the pound dollar and then the euro dollar. So yeah, and then if you look at the 2 year yields as well, yeah, we've had massive move to the downside. So um unless we see these areas getting cleared
Yeah.
and perhaps letting the market get here. So if the market gets here, then that there's a sign for us to go along on the other end of things.
Hmm.
But yeah, for now, I think the only clarity that I have is just on euro. So anything, I'm gonna reassess everything by tomorrow. Then
Yeah.
you guys, when we can kind of jump on a quick call, 30 minutes, 40 minutes. Then
Yeah.
we can update each other's on the watch list or on the pairs that we have for this week. Obviously,
No,
so
that's fine. Bro. We'll do it like that. The Euro USD for sure, that is one thing for me. But like the gold though, gold is looking super crazy. Like looking at it right now,
mm,
bro. And if I'm not sure if you remember, like the few days ago, bro, I was targeting the high here on gold,
yeah,
and look at price there. Like it's been a crazy move on gold, and I feel like there is going to be another crazy move. Especially this daily candle, we're gonna do the same thing that
yeah,
happened. Candle probably gonna pull back a bit, but what I'm going to do, obviously, like the month has ended, I'm just gonna delete all these levels here, and then
mhm,
so we can just put new monthly levels. I can use them for future. But
perfect.
the gold is looking crazy right now, bro. Like
It definitely is,
that
but
was
I mean,
this line here I put on gold like for like so long. I feel like when price was around here in July, that is when I put
exactly,
this line here,
exactly.
and just price is just taking that out, by end of August. But I'm just gonna delete this one here as well and delete this one. This
But
side gold.
like I said, at least by the end of this year, we might see gold. Even if it's not gonna touch the 4,000 side of things, we might perhaps see touching at least the 3,000 maybe 600, 3,800 side of things.
Now goal is gonna push high, bro. I'm just gonna delete this target level. This is my next target on gold, by the way. That's why I have that line there. Cause I was backtesting gold. This all these candles here that you seen here, I was in the market all this time, but the reason price was not going anywhere, I wasn't seeing a clear bullish candle like this. But bro, seeing
Hmm.
this like on gold right now,
Yeah,
I feel
exactly. It only means one thing.
like but yeah, man, I feel like gold is looking really good because we've been like 1 to 3 months, market was just basically doing nothing, and you can see only 1 month candle we just gone and take out all this week's high.
All of those areas, yeah.
Oh, it's gonna go crazy, I promise you. Let's just analyze the monthly. And I like when I see the monthly candles like this, special with not too much wicks on it. It's
Yeah.
so good. So that means more bullish. Which is what we're looking for. So gold here, we're gonna take the low. put one around where the candle closes as well, but it's too close to where the market is currently. But for a reference, I'm gonna put one in case so I can use it on the lower time frame. So here, the gold is looking really good around this level.
I
We might,
definitely is, man. It definitely is.
yeah, man, we might see a pullback happening from here, to be honest. But again, the monthly candle, the way it closed, I like it. I'm gonna pay attention to more buys on gold. And
Mm,
last week we have a nice bullish candle here.
yeah,
So this week that just happened here, we're gonna expect the same thing that it did here. We're gonna expect the same thing to happen on this week, which is a little bit pullback, and then we
the
can look for that
big upside.
continuation. And you can see that 35 3,500 that I had here is aligned with the yellow mark here, which is my next target on gold. And
Mm,
obviously if we break in 34,000, we need to go to 35,000, and if
mm,
we break 35,000, we're gonna go to 36, 37, and so on and so on. um Gold is looking so good, bro. I'm gonna put that here. And then quickly just check the structure on gold. I can see here by looks of it, there has been orders picked in the market this week's here, this week's
yeah,
here, this week's here, and this week's here. So we might have few weeks as well, and then until we have an actually orders to picked up and then price to continue going high. But I like the weekly time frame. I'm gonna pay attention to this bullish behavior on this candle here.
mm-hmm.
That it might happen on this candle, so we can have another push to take out that high here by end of this week. And again, there's so much news that is happening on here. So and then the structure, again, you can see the structure basically
It's
stayed
very
as
clean.
until we actually take out this structure here. I feel like there is nothing much to explain on the daily structure. So yeah, man. Again, like this push is here, this push is here, and finally we have that other push that we was looking for on the previous call. So gold might pull back a little bit, and that pullback I'm expecting to happen around. Um, yeah, see here, obviously, yeah, we're gonna use this area for a pullback. To be honest. So gold might pull back all the way back down to this level, or even retest 34,000 for once before we continue going higher. I
Yeah.
feel like the market just it pushed a lot, man. So we need to see at least 2 3 days
Exactly.
pullback.
That is what I was saying. On the other phase, last week we started off, volume coming to the market, so it's only right for the market to kind of have a bit of a breather before it gives us the other leg, maybe perhaps to the upside or maybe to the downside, depending on whatever pair you're looking at. But yeah, last week is it didn't start off very well, but ended up giving some crazy volumes.
For sure. Gold is looking so good, bro. And we can see here that the structure that we're currently gonna look for is either price to retest around here on the daily time frame
Yeah.
and continue going higher, or even if that don't happen, we can obviously know we are having a nice structure starting to build on gold here. The high, we haven't made the high yet. You know
Yeah.
why? Because there is no sign that there has been a new higher high. Yes, we did break the high, but the swing high isn't isn't confirmed yet. So this candle might push higher, and then Tuesday candle will have the pullback start to happening,
Yeah.
and they will pull back furthermore. By Thursday, we'll have, because obviously that is when the news will happen. ADH, NFP, wherever, and there is
Yeah.
NFP on Friday as well. So we can have that come back down here by Thursday and Friday. We can continue going and
Yeah.
that is what I'm seeing on gold, to be honest.
That is what I'm anticipating as well. So for Monday, Tuesday to be a bit flat, then Wednesday, Thursday, we might be able to see others coming back into the market. But yeah, for now, I guess I only have Euro on my radar. Like I said, until tomorrow when I go over my macros and stuff like that, then I start updating my watch list and stuff like that. But for now, the only clarity that I have is definitely on Euro, and yeah, we'll assess it from there on, man.
Nah, for sure, man. Bro, like the targets that we were looking at the last week as well, you can see the gold just clearly just now just taking out the high. And by looks of the 4 hour time frame here, I'm just gonna delete these lines for now. delete this, and then delete this. And obviously now this is our high. This is our another key area here. And you can clearly see, man, we have a nice area that gold can now pull back into under 4 hour time because we did have one, two, three and pull back. So we kind of going to do the same thing. One, two, this candle needs to close bearish or the next 4 hour candle bearish, and then that can hold market to pull back all the way back down to these levels here, and then we
Mm.
can buy gold again. But I feel like my entry reason will start to be on golds around here. So once price to start to retest anywhere from 34,009, we'll just look for the buys around here, man. I like it to retest the actually psychological number. I feel like gold will do that easily anyways. And then from there, man, we should be good on gold as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. Other than that, I feel like the market now just come down to patient, man. There's no
Yeah.
other reason for us to be sat here looking at the chart every candle to open and close. That is just gonna build more emotion inside you end of the day, and you're gonna start to feel like you're missing out the chart, or you're gonna miss out that next big move that is going to happen. End of the day, you're not gonna miss out nothing.
Yeah,
If you
exactly.
at this move, all you gotta do the same thing. Analyze the charts again, use the same knowledge, and then execute. Yeah, man. We with that we're good with EURUSD for now. Gold,
Yeah.
not interested. EURUSD, same thing. Not interested in anything yet. Just gonna wait for price to come back down
Exactly
here.
same thing. I
Then
feel like I'm just gonna be hands off on Monday and on Tuesday, then maybe Tuesday about the evening ish, then reassess everything and then look at where where the market is positioned, position itself. Yeah, but for now, I feel like we have very good reasons to be overall bullish.
mhm.
You
For
know,
sure. The dollar again, because we know the dollar needs to at least come back down to these levels anyway. So for it to do that, we're gonna have those buys on the euro and obviously on gold as well. So the dollar, what we're gonna do now this week that is leaving behind here, is gonna use that for a pullback one more time. You see the same things that we've been doing from previous week though. The market is just coming to these levels and then dumping. So the dollar is gonna probably do the same thing, come around here, and give us that drop that we're looking for. As long as we stay below the EMA, we should be fine. And
yeah.
you can see that area is perfectly aligned with that 1 hour EMA as well. And we have a nice order block there if you wanna call it.
So
So
yeah, I
yeah,
feel like at the start, obviously looking at all of the analysis that we've done, there should be some good reasonings for the dollar to retrace a bit, and then to kind of go to chase up those areas of interest before it starts to move lower. But yeah, I feel like yeah, we good for the week. It's just a matter of staying patient and then not letting your emotions get obviously control you. Rather, you control your emotions and decide whatever is it that you want to do, and then you decide your outcomes as well. Like the read rate is like they keep on saying, you can trade your plan is as simple as
now for sure, man. Let's stay patient, bro. Like you said, the market it's not in our hands. The analysis and the technical things that we learn, those are in our hands. Our
is in
emotions
our
are still in our control, so
yeah,
we can control them and just, bro. End of the day, missing out nothing. Taking that bad trade is just gonna cost you another dollar to find out what you're gonna do wrong or right. So before that happens, you might just sit on your hand and just throughout the week do other things if you can. But the chart, I feel like we're gonna have nice trade based on what we break down here. There's going to be a nice trade happening. So I'm
yeah.
seeing a massive decline on the dollar though, to be honest. So
That's what I'm saying. At least by the end of this year, at least for the next, three months or whatever's left, and for this year, we definitely should seeing, some pressure on the dollar. To be honest, at least to those lower levels at what 95, 96 ish maybe.
for sure, 96 is my target on the dollar. Special closing below 97.500. We can have another drop to 96. Again, I don't know if you remember this trend line here until the dollar tapped into this. I'm still bearish on the dollar. So we need to go and tap this trend line here. You see this weather move. that rally is happening, and we can clearly see now we're just breaking this below this trend line
Yes.
below trend line, and I'm just using this as the key area on this market instead of just putting some random line. But I feel like we have the dollar in a trap, so
Yeah.
we just gotta take
There you
advantage
go.
of.
There you go. So Suleiman, what are your thoughts, man? What are yours? What are you thinking?
Bro, I love to see you guys doing this shit, bro. You're making it easy for everybody, bro.
No, honestly, bro, wallahi.
Yeah,
Um,
man.
yeah, man. I feel like me and Suleiman, we're just gonna take. We be taking the same trade anyways, I mean, bro.
Same trade, bro. That's the
Fair enough.
basic.
Fair enough. As long as you're able to log on everything that you do, and as long as you have a proper conviction, or a proper reason or why on why I've taken this based on this, I've taken this based on that, then you're only gonna be improving from here on. But the worst thing that people tend to do, they tend to randomize everything. End of the day, it's just like clicking a button. Everyone can literally do that. Even if I give the phone to my daughter right now, she can literally press buy or sell, and then she can be lucky and then make a bit of gains out of it. But that's not sustainable. So the most important thing is just having a proper psychology behind everything that you do, a proper reasoning behind everything that you do. Meaning that obviously, if I see A, B, C come together, then obviously it's a signal for me to be taking that setup either to the upside or either to the downside. That's how I literally see this game. Um, your strategy is literally your key to success, I guess.
For sure, man. No, like that's true, bro. Like again, there's nothing much else to do, man. Like that's basically it, bro. Anyone can just go and click buy. Like McDonald's give one example as well. It says that like someone who is like a professional trader or someone who cannot trade at all, they can all make money from the market. Because if I just take this fund right now and go on my MT5 and give it to someone who's never been in the chart and put on error years, then be like, okay, press one of these bottom here, buy and sell. They
Yeah,
can just easily press that and they can make a profit on that trade. That doesn't
exactly.
mean they know how to trade. They just
Exactly. And then it's a case of knowing the reasoning behind everything that you do. That's I'm very heavy on that. Literally, well, I've not been doing it for a minute, but literally anything that I take throughout the week, I tend to sit down, go over my trades, obviously each I will one by one, then obviously going through my thought process behind everything, every trade that I take. And so sometimes what I do, so I tend to have a log on thingy on my Notion, or on Google Sheets. Then I write everything in there. The reason that I take in this trade, it has aligned with obviously fundamentals and macro. And then obviously upon seeing that, I've seen that the market has giving us price action. Obviously from maybe from the 4 hour, we've seen obviously the market taking the lows. Then obviously the market, we had our areas of interest within our cycle levels and stuff like that. The market reacted up there. We entered with our low risk, high risk, whatever it is. I tend to log everything. Then, time to time, go over it. Train my brain to even get used to it even more.
not for sure.
So the
That's
point
the
I'm
that's
making is just
important.
having a
Like
proper reasoning behind anything that you do. You don't really want to randomize anything, although the outcomes can be random. But obviously, your edge is not random. That's
for
you.
sure.
That's you training that edge for years and years and years and years, until to the point where you've put it together to make it to make it into one system where you can utilize it within the market. But yeah,
No, no, for sure, man. The market can get just the same thing, bro. Analyze it, be patient, execute the patient, and just repeat the same thing. Other than that, bro, there's nothing much that you can do, bro. I feel like it's building up the skill set is building up a lot, man. Especially this past few months and weeks is going crazy. But with that being said, bro, we're just gonna leave it there, man. Hopefully, we catch up midweek and then see where we
inshallah,
are in the market.
inshallah.
So the other area, I'll just drop it here before we leave. To pay attention on the euro is around this level here, cause
Yeah.
whatever price gets here, we need to be paying very attention. So if you're in a trade from here to here, don't be greedy, bro. I feel like I lose a lot of money in this market because I was so greedy, and I
Mm,
was trying to like hold trades for longer than it has to be. I mean, marrying to the trade, like
Mm-hmm.
it cost me a lot, man, to actually get rid of that habit. I'm still a bit greedy in the market, but I feel like now it's more aligned with my strategy than the actual emotional side of it. I mean, so you don't understand that a lot. You're gonna be in this game. Every trade you took, you
Exactly.
profit.
Exactly.
That greedy will just, take all your profits away, and then you're gonna be in that losing cycle for a bit until you understand it. So, I'll just keep that area in mind as well, and just, understand if we catch a nice buy from here to there, you'll make a profit. Once price gets there, don't get married to the bullies. The
Yeah,
expectation
we
that
are in the market,
we
man.
are having in our head that the euro might goes to 120, that is not in our control. This
Exactly. Exactly.
yeah, it's in our control. So that expectation for me, it don't really matter. What I mean? I cannot expect the market to go to 120 or 190. What I can expect the market to do to give me the signal that I can buy and at least have that portion of the push so I
Yeah.
can make some profit of it. So the expectation don't matter. If we're gonna go to 120, 150, that
Yeah.
will come along the way, what I mean? So you know,
And then to reinforce that, based on my system and stuff like that, that's why because obviously back in the days before obviously what I use nowadays, I tend to take profits based on levels, or maybe based on liquidities and stuff like that. But then obviously I've changed that for the last, I think, 2 years. What I tend to do nowadays is that obviously, yeah, I'm risking most of the time 20 points maybe to get 60 or maybe 80 points in return. Then what I do, like I said on the first call that we ever had, I think the first call that we ever had, what I normally do is that whenever the market gets to 2R, then that's me taking 60% of the move out of the market. At least I've paid myself. Do you get it? And then I just let
now
the
the
rest.
quicker you can eliminate that greed side in the market, the better you'll be getting the market. Bro, trust
Exactly.
me, you majority of your trade that you took, the trade will go in profit at least 3 pips. Or
Yeah.
at least 10 pips. 3 pips is not even a conversion. You can be a profit at like 1 to 2, 1 to 2.5 of your trade that you're taking. But the only reason the market end up going against you is because you're greedy.
Great.
You're greedy when it comes to the money side. You're not acknowledging that the analysis that you have done in the market, probably that is the most the market can move based on the analysis, even structure wise, what I mean? But you start to pay attention to the money, the money, the money, and then you
Exactly, exactly,
get
and that's
greedy.
why I'm not sure if you remember the conversation that we had where I say that if you're able to change your thinking from a monetary side of things to a percentage side of things, then everything, this whole game changes in your eyes. Do you get it? And then that's why they say that it's better to own a piece of the pie, not a piece of the cake, that than to own the whole cake. To reinforce Suleiman's point, what he said, obviously, there's no point on you. True, we're anticipating for the market to get to 120, but there's no point on you, holding on to a trade until in hopes for it to get to that 120. It's better for you to own maybe 5-10% of that move than to be aiming to own 100% of that move. Do you get it?
Nah, for sure. Yeah, man, that's literally it. Expectation, eliminate that from the market. Let's
Simple.
focus on what we just discussed on the charts here. Hopefully, by end of the week, inshallah, we should see some nice move happening. If it happen, what I mean, that is what we're expecting, but we don't know if that's what's gonna happen. But
Yeah.
again, the data will tell us that. Inshallah, we'll catch up on Wednesday, see what the market is doing. If there is any trade taken by Wednesday, I'll update you, and if you do the same, you can update me. And
100%, no doubt.
yeah, man, inshallah, bro.
Then on that note, I guess I'll catch everybody on Wednesday, inshallah.
My guy, bro. Have a nice night, bro. Inshallah,
You
bro.
too, man. I appreciate it, man. Thank you.
Got your patient. Yep. That is another 1 hour 26.